guys, this is Shay Jose coming back at you with another tutorial. This time it's actually a remake of RG's and Omnia's new track called Aria, which you don't know, I think it's still currently #1 on the Beatport charts. This song has been making the rounds for the last couple of months, actually been played by a lot of the Afterlife guys, Masano, Kevin DeVeris, Anima, just a whole bunch of them. Anyways, it's got the typical sort of RG sound with the ethnic vocals. So what I'll do is I'll just play you a little bit of the remake, and then we'll cut across a little bit into how the track was put together. So here's a little snippet. So we'll just play that much, only because I don't want to get a copyright strike on my video. So anyways, let's break this track down. We'll go through the different bus channels, and I'll just give you a little bit of an explanation as to how this track was put together. One thing to note, this project will be available for all my patrons. So if you're in the producer tier and above, you will be able to download the full remake. Remember please that this is only for educational purposes, so feel free to actually use the patches in your own productions, but don't copy the sound, don't copy the melody, just be a little bit original with that. So just wanted to prefix by saying that. Alright, let's get cracking. So this track is actually very, very simple. So a lot of the things that you will find with the Afterlife tracks is they are very simplistic, and a lot of the complexity that you hear around them is really around the automation, the use of opening filters, closing filters, build-ups, rises, and that is really what kind of tends to fill up the frequency spectrum within the track to give the track a little bit more movement and life. So what I've done here, I've just got a normal kick. I've shaped the kick to be quite short, and I've got a sub separate. You've probably seen this in my previous videos. I tend to separate my sub and my mid bass quite a bit. The reason why is I like to actually have my sub always in mono, and it allows me to treat, compress, adjust independently of the mid bass, which I've done in this case. So we've got the kick, the sub, and the mid bass kind of all separate. I haven't done too much processing here on the kick because I've tried to use as many stock plugins where I can, so you can actually download this if you don't have a third-party plugins and actually have a look to see how this has been put together. So the base of the track is kick, sub, and this mid bass. So the three components together are really actually quite simple. And the trick here is in this mid bus layer, which has actually got two layers. In layer 1, we've got a little bit of a delay happening here. And in this particular layer, we're not doing a hell of a lot. But in this top layer, what we're really doing is actually making a little bit of stereo width in the track to actually fill up some of that spectrum, as I explained before. Moving down, we've got the drum bass. Won't go too much into that. It's just a bunch of hi-hats, nothing too great. The vocals, if you're interested in knowing where the vocals come from, they come from a pack, a contact pack called Bulgarian Ethnic Vocals, I believe. And what RG has done is basically just chopped up a couple of the words, used them throughout, and you can actually, in that particular instrument, which I've got a contact instrument here, I'll show you if you haven't seen it, because the amount of people that actually ask me for this, because I've used this in one of my tracks as well. I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyways, this is the instrument here that you can use. I don't know. So essentially, this contact instrument is what RG's been using to create his vocals. You'll probably see a couple of the other guys like Gum Gum and stuff like that actually use this as well. So if you're interested, there you go. That's the famous Bulgarian ethnic instruments, contact instruments that they're using. Besides that, we got the vocal bus. I won't go too much into it because really what I've done is just rip the entire vocal from the original track. I wasn't going to recreate it. It's just too much work. Let's go into the lead because that's a pretty cool part. The lead is actually really simple. All it is just a couple of saw and tri waves here and another saw wave. And what we're doing is just doing a little bit of detune on the second oscillator and a little bit of unison. It's actually a very, very simple patch. Nothing too crazy there, just a little bit of reverb and EQ. And this particular patch, what it's actually doing is just playing, I think it's playing in 16ths. Yes, it is, in 16th notes. So you kind of get that rat-tat-tat sort of kind of feeling when the lead plays out, as you can hear from here. Now the trick with this is allowing the synth to actually breathe. So we've got a little bit of OTT, a little bit of EQ, and really the delay, all we're doing is just making sure that the delay is getting out of the way of the dry signal and then allowing that really big kind of reverb delay to come through. Then I'm sidechaining this to the kick to make sure that that delay is just not bouncing around and being all floppy everywhere, so keeping the mix quite tight. And I'm adding a clipper there to kind of tame off some of those peaks that may be coming out of that delay as it comes through. We've got a Moog channel here as well with some pad layers that I won't go into it. There's not much in there, and just some effects. So this track is really, really simple. There really isn't a hell of a lot in there to say about this track. Like I said, it's the magic that RG has with his tracks is he keeps them very simple, but it's all around the sound selection. So most of the sounds he uses are really well, very well cohesive in the way they sound together. And he also tends to use a lot of automations. So especially I think in this build up where all we're doing is just filtering down some of the main leads and then bringing them back in for a big drop. And the way the drop sounds so big, or the reason why it sounds so big, it's really just a kick, a sub, and the vocals. So if we were to go into this lead here, where was it? Let me have a look. We're doing a little bit of washout in here, and I thought there was some volume automation. I could be wrong. Let me have a look. Here we go. And we're doing some cutoff. So basically closing off the filter and then opening it back up in key moments. So I'll let you hear what that sounds like. And really that's it. So if you're interested in getting this, head over to my Patreon. You can grab this alongside of many other remakes and projects for you to study and see how they've been put together. If you have any questions, just drop something in the comment below and I'll try to answer them. And like always, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. I've also got a new track that's out on Paul Van Dyk's Vandit Alternative called Get Higher, so I would appreciate it if you guys can go give it a stream, or even better, buy it on Beatport. And I've just released a new video called Revolution Sessions, which is a culmination of all the tracks I've been playing on my radio show, Dance Revolution, over the last year. And it's full of edits, mashups, private IDs, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So go check that video out. It's on my YouTube channel, and I hope you enjoy it. Until next time, this is Shay Jose, signing out.